Hello and welcome to the presentation on the Mediterranean diet and being free of diabetes. The Mediterranean diet in type 2 diabetes. Your presenter today, Patrick Langley. Thank you so much for completing the prior questions and survey in order to qualify for this educational seminar. I hope that you enjoyed today's presentation, and please try to keep all questions that you may have regarding the Mediterranean diet and diabetes till the end. About me, Patrick Langley, as your presenter. I have a Bachelor's of Science in Nutrition and Foods, concentrating dietetics. I'm currently a dietetic technician registered from 2018 until the present in the long-term care setting, and I have been registered as a dietetic technician since 2015. I currently have a ServSafe certification, which helps in sanitation and what have you in the food service. And I have also served as a nutrition and food service director from 2015 to 2018, and I have worked in retail and restaurant food service since 2009, and I have worked in food service for a total of 8 years. I'm also an Academy of Nutrition and Dietetics member from 2013, 2014, and 2018. And I am a graduate student at the University of New England in their Applied Nutrition program, and I am an MSAN or Masters of Science in Applied Nutrition candidate. In the preliminary survey that I gave you in order to qualify for this educational seminar, thank you so much for agreeing to do so in order to qualify. I look forward to educating you on the Mediterranean diet, diabetes, cooking, and the management of diabetes through the Mediterranean diet. As we continue with this seminar, I wanted to share with you the summary that we will go through in order to complete this seminar. In summary, I will be sharing with you some of the presentations for today. We have already navigated through some parts of the introduction. I will proceed to share with you about facts and figures related to diabetes and its prevalence. We will then continue into what type 2 diabetes and dietary lifestyle factors, as well as health and wellness, have to do with in the management of diabetes. We will also discuss what puts you at risk for diabetes. And then we will continue with the Mediterranean diet and why it is chosen as an intervention for the. I will also talk with you about how Mediterranean diets can help persons with type 2 diabetes. We will then continue into a cooking class where I will be able to share with you different methods to cooking Mediterranean diet-based recipes. And after that, I will share with you the regards of a Mediterranean diet, concerns that may arise from eating a Mediterranean diet, healthy defaults, and ways that are practical to help you in making better choices for your health and well-being as it's regarded when eating a Mediterranean diet. Some people may find it difficult to target and enjoy a Mediterranean diet as a change, so we will discuss ways to incorporate it into your life. We will also have a discussion on the management of diabetes and different protein sources and how they vary in their protein quality. So if you choose, for example, different types of protein, we will discuss how different foods will meet or lack in meeting your nutritional needs. We will end the seminar with a question and answer session regarding the Mediterranean diet in order to clear up any concerns that may arise. And If you have any questions, as previously mentioned, please try to keep them to the end until we are able to answer them all at one time, so that I do not have to continue back and forth from questions and presentation. Thank you. Some facts and figures for you, such as the prevalence of type 2 diabetes is very vast and affects many people worldwide. It is estimated that there are currently 8 to 9% of the adult population who are managing type 2 diabetes in order to remain healthy. Also, other concerns that may arise from type 2 diabetes include the extensive amount of money that is being spent in order for Americans to manage their diabetes. In 2012, it was estimated that $250 billion was spent on the management of type 2 diabetes alone. This is a staggering fact, and it is very interesting to learn that there's that many people managing their diabetes. I hope that while you are viewing this presentation, you are aware that you were chosen because you are ready and are preparing to make changes. In this, I hope that because you are viewing this information and the different statistics related to type 2 diabetes, that you will use the information and other recommendations within this presentation to help you manage your diabetes more effectively. Now, I know that all of you are in the preparation stages to make change, so you're gathering information and different methods to use in order to improve and manage your diabetes better, and that is good. I am glad to hear that this is the case, and it makes me excited to be able to work with a group such as this. So as we continue, what is diabetes? Diabetes is defined as primarily insulin resistance. So what does that mean? It means that when you consume sugar or carbohydrates in the diet, that you do not metabolize them as adequately as you could. So if your body produces insulin, it's resistant to utilize it because it doesn't recognize it anymore. The receptors or what have you that have been affected by overconsumption of sugar over time are no longer responding to the insulin in order for your body to absorb the sugar into your cells. So, sugar metabolism is the primary concern that affects diabetics, especially those in type 2 diabetes. It's different than type 1 diabetes or what have you. Nowadays, fatty acids are actually becoming a new concern for type 2 diabetes because it has been more correlated with the prevention and onset of diabetes in order to have better fat quality. So, for example, if you're looking at if your food choices are salmon or tilapia when you're at dinner or at the grocery store, choosing tilapia would provide you with a good amount of protein, but the fatty acid quality, such as omega-3s, would not be present in this choice of food, and therefore this would affect overall choices and maintain different concerns with your health. So salmon is a very good choice for your health because it has the omega-3s. Tilapia is also good, but it only functions to provide protein, while the salmon would function to provide omega-3 fatty acids and protein at the same time. This should be considered in your food choices. And as we continue here, is the onset of diabetes really just lifestyle and diet, or is it something else? Diabetes onset may be related to genetics, So, for example, in your family history, if you had type 2 diabetes in grandparents or one grandparent and another parent, then this would put you at increased risk for diabetes, even if you eat healthily and you really try to maintain your health and your weight and you exercise well, you'd still be at risk because of genetics. Other factors that may contribute to the onset of diabetes include a lack of exercise. Because carbohydrates are intended as the main source of energy from our diets, exercise would actually help in the regulation of metabolizing carbohydrates, and it would actually prevent you from storing them as fat or not absorbing them at all because of insulin resistance, as previously mentioned. Other things that may also affect the onset of diabetes, as previously mentioned, would include inadequate fats from the diet, such as omega-3 and omega-6 fatty acids, which omega-3, of course, would come from fish, and omega-6 would come from plant and vegetable oils. And as the Mediterranean diet is concerned, which we'll get to soon, omega-6 is actually a very common source in the oil, olive oil, which is a big part of the Mediterranean diet. Although there are other factors to what puts a person at risk for diabetes, it is primarily a low-quality diet that puts someone at risk for diabetes and should be of concern when attempting to treat and manage your diabetes overall. And when I previously mentioned genetics, so you already are aware of that. And then lifestyle. Lifestyle includes alcohol consumption, hydration, and other things such as environment like air quality, stress management, and what have you. And I've already told you about lack of exercise, alcohol as a part of lifestyle, and fat quality and different types that are concerning for risk of type 2 diabetes. So as we're moving on here, why a Mediterranean diet for the management of diabetes? It's actually high in fiber, and fiber helps with preventing blood sugar spikes. And it also helps with digestion and regulation of foods that you consume. The Mediterranean diet is also intended to be high in omega-6 because of the fruit and vegetable content, as well as the olive oil and avocado oil that is commonly included in the Mediterranean diet for health purposes. And the Mediterranean diet is also recommended because the American Diabetes Association, or the ADA, has no published diet in order to appropriately manage your diabetes. And this is concerning because a lot of people are managing and struggling with the management of their diabetes, such as those who are participating in this seminar. So what is a Mediterranean diet and where does it come from? A Mediterranean diet is a diet high in unprocessed foods, so natural whole foods such as fish, meats, fruits and vegetables, whole grains, nuts, legumes, and things that haven't been processed before you eat them. So it's intended to be a diet that includes moderate wine consumption, but research has shown that you should consume no more than 1 glass of wine at dinner, and that's the intention for the Mediterranean diet, not anything more than that. And we will continue through the next presentation.